Hello everyone and welcome back to my walkthrough for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the PS1. In the last video we went and got a couple famous Witches and Wizards cards, did a couple mini games, so now we're going to move on in the dungeons here. Alright, so now we're going to jump down here and we're going to do Verdimillious again and, make these platforms walkable. I like how Verdimillious is just a big-ass explosion, and it kind of looks like Christmas with all the green sparkles and everything. Gonna get the 2 beans I missed. Gonna do it one last time, and then we're gonna move on from this room and continue. We're gonna jump across a leap of faith here. And we're gonna go through this door. The upside of this game is the loading screens don't take long at all. Alright, so we're going to run up this staircase and we're going to run into Nearly Headless Nick and a bunch of floating eyeballs in front of a door. Apparently somebody's been messing with the dark arts in the dungeons and they've completely blocked our exit. Now apparently these 4 eyeballs aren't the actual curses, which makes me wonder how it's blocking our exit. So we have to go around the dungeons and find the actual curse and hit it with a flipendo to dispel it. Which says to me that whoever did this is really, really awful at the dark arts, because, I mean, if it can be dispelled by a flipendo from an 11-year-old, you are obviously doing your job wrong. But that's just my personal opinion. Alright, so we're going to save real quick. Again, this game just makes less and less sense as it goes on. But, it's kind of like a train wreck in a way, It's awful, but you keep watching. Alright, we're one of the 2 times we get to make a potion here in the game. So we're kind of about halfway on health, so we're going to make a potion real quick and get ourselves back to full health. Like, this whole game is amusing in like a train wreck kind of way. Like, you don't see it coming, and when it happens, you don't know what to say. Alright, in here we're going to meet Peeves, which really, personally, I think it's a shame that Peeves is non-existent in the movies. But, he's actually one of the better characters in this game. Even though we only see him like twice in the whole game, the parts we do see him in are definitely pretty amusing, and it's it's true to character. So he's gonna run off, laughing his ass off like a poltergeist does. He doesn't really do much to us in this section. It's later on in the game where he actually poses as a challenge. Again, I don't like how Harry is a silent protagonist in this game. It just kind of gives him less depth. Okay, now this here makes no sense. Why is there a floating cauldron for us to walk on? Like, wouldn't it have made more sense, seeing as how we just learned a spell that makes platforms walkable on? Wouldn't it have been more, like, wouldn't it have made more sense to make a Verdimillious section instead of a floating cauldron? Because that just makes no fucking sense at all. I don't know, that's just me. We're gonna jump down here. This section is extremely quick. This is like the only real exploring you do in the dungeons. Like, it almost kind of feels like at this part they just said, oh, we've run out of ideas, just fuck it. Because this section here, this is like the only real exploring in the dungeons, and it's like, it goes by real quick. Gotta watch out here because the floor is really slippery, and these like turtles is what they look like. They fart fire at you, and you can't kill them, so you just gotta watch yourself. Okay, we're gonna blast the yellow eye here. Bam! 5 more points for Gryffindor. Which this is probably the weirdest looking, enemy I've ever seen. A turtle that shits fire, but, I like how bats fly out the door every time you open it. There's a lot of backtracking in this section, too. Alright, so we're gonna go back the way we came. Floating bookshelf over a pit. Even less sense. I swear to God, this school is so fucking dangerous. This is supposed to be a school for, kids. And there is bottomless pits, floating cauldrons, and fire-shitting turtles. Why? How can you call this a safe learning environment? Look at this. A floating cauldron and a little island of concrete to stand on, with a bottomless pit surrounding it. This is definitely a place I want to send my kids for school. Now, floating tables, that makes more sense than floating cauldrons, honestly. The floating cauldrons make no goddamn sense to me. And this is even worse. Suits of armor that come to life and attack you. I swear to God, this school is the most dangerous place I've ever been in. Alright, more beans. And another door. There's a lot of doors in this section. A lot of doors, a lot of backtracking. Another suit of armor that's gonna beat the shit out of us. It's not difficult to kill these suits of armor, but it's like if they back you into a corner, they will beat the living hell out of you. So you gotta watch out for that. More beans. More beans, and another door. I swear to God. We're gonna come in here and shoot this red eye. Why it's red, I don't know. Maybe marijuana is part of, casting a dark arts curse. Maybe it's stoned. More backtracking. This section here is probably the most boring part of the game, in my opinion. A lot of backtracking, a lot of doors, and it's like no challenge at all. And it like makes no fucking sense at all. I mean, floating cauldrons, killer suits of armor. I swear, the more I play this game, the more I just want to go and reread the book and see if any of this was in there. My camera was doing the Michael J. Fox there for a second. Alright, we'll walk down this ledge, jump up here, and you'll never believe it. Oh, another door. Well, not really a door, a doorway. And we'll kill the last eye here, and boom! Alright, we're at 85 points for Gryffindor. That takes care of the curse blocking our exit, so all we have to do is, you guess it, backtrack. We have to backtrack all the way back to Nick and the door, and then we'll be on our merry little way. So we'll jump down here. Well, first we're going to jump down to the lower level of this room. Break open this box. Kill this suit of armor real quick. I like how Harry's wand looks more like a twig that he picked up off the ground. Alright, we'll jump up this table and it'll float us up. Jump across this table. And we'll jump back up onto this ledge and we will go back the way we came. Through the doorway here. Ah, fell. Alright. Yeah, see, this is moments like this where the auto climb and auto jump become annoying. All you have to do is walk near a freaking handrail. All of a sudden you're sliding all over the place. Alright, we'll jump back up here. Across a bottomless pit. Now, how I managed to do that is beyond me. How I overshot the table, I'll never figure out. And how Harry's still alive is the even greater mystery. Bottomless pit? No problem. Because I'm Harry fucking Potter. I like how the staircase looks more like a slide. What is it with all the spiders in this fucking room? Did Aragog, like, have an orgy or something? Like, I know he's not in this part of the Harry Potter series, but I don't care. Like, what is it with all the spiders in here? Alright, so now we're gonna make our way back to Nick here. And I like how Nick isn't really all that concerned about, dark arts curses blocking people from leaving the dungeons. Like, anybody else would probably be like, oh, dark arts, damn, that's some serious shit right there. Nope, not Nick. He's just like, meh, might just be a prankster. But in any case, we gotta get out of the dungeons and make it up to the upper castle for Transfiguration class with Professor McGonagall. But first we got a couple loose ends to tie up here in the dungeon, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna go through this door. Yes, another door. My God, how many doors did we go through in that section? Jesus Christ. Alright, more beans. And jump down. And go to the portrait room. And we'll give these beans to Fred and George, who will then give us the password for the portrait. And the object behind this portrait is actually pretty useful. I just think they should have given us to it earlier, like maybe in the first or second portrait, but, that's just me. But we'll give the password to the portrait, and he'll open up. And we'll jump inside. And now we got Quidditch Armor. The way the Quidditch Armor works is it'll let us get hit by bludgers, I think, 5 times before, we start losing health. So it's actually pretty useful, but, I just think they should have given it to us earlier in the game. Alright, so that's it for the dungeon, so now we can finally leave this godforsaken place. We're just zooming through this game. I'd say we're about probably 70% done here. So we're going to go through this door. And the dungeons can now kiss my hairy ass goodbye. Alright, we're back here. Alright, so we're going to run up through this long-ass hallway here. And we'll make our way back to the entrance hall, and we will make our way to the upper castle in the next video. So comment, rate, subscribe, and thanks for watching.